everyone. Welcome to week 3 in quarter 2. By the end of this week, you will be a third of the way through your quarter and what would be the equivalence of a semester in a high school chemistry class. So I know that it's a fast pace. I know that it can be overwhelming. But just kind of hang in there with me. And as you get frustrated or you have questions, go ahead and reach out. I really recommend that you start every single day signing on and time yourself and see how long it takes you. Uninterrupted time to get through the material. Some days this week, you'll notice that it will take you less than 2 hours. And there's one day that might feel like it takes a little bit longer, and that's going to be your Thursday material. So let's walk through what you're going to be doing this week. This week on Monday, what I really want you to do is go back through weeks 1 and 2, make sure everything's turned in, make sure that nothing is missing. If it's marked as missing, make sure that you get it turned in and that you turn something in that's late with a late slip. So you'll find that link on the first page, the start here page for each week, but you'll also find that link in your class resources or important class resources. So that's the first thing I want you to do for Monday is go back, make sure that nothing is missing. If you're missing an ed puzzle, make sure that you have gone through and you've completed the entire ed puzzle. You have to go from the very start to the very end, or else I won't get the score for you. If you're missing a CK12 assignment, make sure that you've gone through and you've clicked the submit button with the practice problems. Okay. And so then when you're finished with that, go through and make sure that you do your Unit 1 test. You will need a calculator for that. Then on Tuesday, you're going to be doing an ed puzzle. So a lot more of the notes this week are going to be through ed puzzle. I've just found that it's a more reasonable way for you guys to do notes. I would always make sure that you had a spiral bound notebook next to you and you were kind of jotting down notes as you go along. So you'll start off with an ed puzzle that's comparing different types of matter, and you'll answer some questions on that. Then you'll go into an explore and explain substance versus mixture, and there's a good screencast with that goes along how to do that activity. After that, you're going to do an evaluation where you're going to identify mixtures and pure substances through the different diagrams. One thing that might be helpful is you've got this list of diagrams here that I will go through, and you want to make sure that you're able to identify these. So is it a pure substance? This would be an example of pure substance versus a mixture. Okay, another pure substance. So how would you classify that matter? And that's going to be something that you're going to be doing in that little quick assessment. That assessment will be worth 10 points, and it's just matching. Okay, then on Wednesday, you're going to go into some more notes on pure substances versus mixtures and separation techniques. And then you're going to explore some separation techniques. Okay, and after that, then I am going to give you a mixture of marshmallow, sand, iron filings, and salt. And I'd like for you to do a Google diagram on how to separate that mixture. If you have any questions on that, reach out, but there's also a screencast for that activity as well. Then midweek, we're going to shift a little bit away from these separations and mixtures and those properties of matter to what happens when we add or take energy away from matter. So you're going to look at a gas tanker implosion, and you're going to answer some questions based on that. Then you're going to do some notes on what is happening as you add or take away matter. And then you will be doing some CK12 questions. For these CK12 questions, you just need to read the CK12 section and answer the questions that I've given you on the document. Okay. And then you will submit that. So you don't need to do the extra assign and submit for these CK12 questions. And then finally, this is why Thursday is going to feel a little heavy, is you're going to do an explore activity where you're going to be doing a laboratory along with me, and the kids who are in class, we might try to see how we can do that as a class. But you're going to be looking at the heating curve of water, the heating and cooling of water, and really looking at what do you think is happening with the particles. It's a really beneficial lab activity for you, but it's all on tape, it's all videoed if you have any questions or need any help. Then finally, you're going to on Friday go through just an explanation of the heating curve of water and what does that look like and what's happening with the energy as you add energy or you take away energy. Now, something that's going to be important is this is going to be gearing you up to a final project for this unit. So next week, you're going to have, it's not going to be a test, you're going to have kind of a final project. And so you're going to have to do some diagrams and express your learning on heating curves and energy and matter and what you've learned. Okay. And then finally, you're going to do some more practice problems through CK12 and some labeling. And then the very last thing that you're going to do for the week is going to be a quizzes through an external program. So make sure that you click on that link and you complete that quiz. You have 2 attempts to those quizzes, so make sure that you take advantage of that. If you get a low score, retake that quiz so that you can get a better score. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, please make sure that you reach out. My email address is in a lot of different documents that I've given you. Reach out, talk to me during class so that we can get through this together. Thank you and have a great week.